colleges. These are this study in the college. That's the difference between the college studies, and that's the difference between the university studies. So Professor X, give us an example of these two. Okay. Hold tight, hold tight. Hold tight your hold tight your bags, my fellow students. Hold tight, hold tight. Your Professor X will give an example. For a few example comes in my mind. I'll give you a few. What it is, for example, you studying in maths technology. Now, if you study this subject, maths technology, you will be learning more and more and more of poem type or poetic type formulas. Poetic type formulas in your college studies. Poetic type formulas. So poetic type formulas in your math technology, you learn that in college. But once you go in, but you learn a lot, you got to memorize a lot, you learn a lot, you got to memorize a lot. So many hundreds and thousands of poetic type formulas. But once you go to study in the university, you're just gonna study the examples and the case studies of these poetic type formulas inside what they call universities. So that is the difference between studying in a college and studying in a uni. And same goes with the science, in science as well. There's so many formulas in science. So these scientific type formulas, you got to be, you will be memorizing thousands and thousands of scientific type formulas in your college studies. But once you move in universities, you're just going to go over examples, and you're going to go over the practices of these formulas in your universities. So that is the difference between university. And, you can base on these two, mathematics, I just said about mathematics engineering, and as I said about scientific engineering. Basing on these two engineering ingenious, you can kind of rely on all the rest of the other subjects. Like, for example, if you're studying on medicine, so it goes the medicinal formulas, you will learn them all in your college studies. And once you go in your university studies, you kind of put all your formulas into practice, and and then you do the basically that is the difference between college level study and a university level study. And and it goes on with all the rest of the subjects. If you talking about history now, for example, talking on history, the subject history, well, in history you don't really have so many formulas. So what it is then in history is normally they normally say factual story cases. So in history, factual story cases, you're going to go over so many factual story cases, maybe millions and billions of factual story cases, and you're going to study all these millions and billions of factual story cases in your college studies. And once you go in to university level study of the same subject, or you study in university, then you're not going to go over factual story cases. You're just going to basically go over the non-factual um, historian stories, or non-factual historical stories for all throughout the university age or university time of your study. That is the difference between between the university study and the college study. Um, and all those subjects, they relate historically, or talking about literature, history. These subjects, they all have the similar kind of way of studying them. So these subjects, they all similar anyway. And then you have a subject like, for example, a language. You're learning a language. So in that as well, once you learn a language, you're going to go over so many different vocabs. So you'll memorize vocabs after vocabs after vocabs. But once you study language, that is the only subject kind of. You learn vocabs, but when you go to study level, you enhance on the vocabs. You enhance on the vocabs. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what do you know what I mean? Do you understand me? You enhance on vocabs, basically. You learn so many vocabularies, and once you're in a study level, you enhance these vocabularies to more high university level. And that is the difference between a language is the only subject that you really study in in college, and it goes even further, not moving away, but you want the same thing, and it goes on even further. That is the only thing that you study, and it does not really kind of move away, by staying on the same vocabs, the same principal study, the main head study, and you continue on. That is the difference in language. And other than language study, rest of the subjects in your studies of college, it is on this. We call it the college principle, or we call it the on this college basin, or we call it the on this university basin. So this university basin and this college basin, or this university principle, or this college principle, this is how the the a small difference between the both study life. Well, thank you very much for letting us know a little bit on the college, what goes on in college. Well, thank you very much for letting us know how the university degrees they all be accomplished, how the university degrees get accomplished, and how the college degrees, college levels, they get accomplished. Thank you very much, Professor X, for giving a bit of elaboration on the college affairs, or the college levels, how they are completed, and how they are completed in colleges, or how they are accomplished in colleges. Thank you very much, Professor X, how university classes and lessons are taught and lectured and professored. Thank you very much for all that. Thank you. Thank you.